Can I talk about the first video that you sent me? The phone was sitting on the grass, I assume, facing up. So it was as if I was laying on the ground looking at the stars with people all around me dancing. It was nice.
It felt like you were there.
Then suddenly Caroline appears in frame and she goes, "Sam, what are you doing? What are you doing?" Then you start putting lipstick on in the video. You pick the camera up and you're kind of like showing me like where you are. I see Will in the background.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the Let Me Know podcast.
Welcome,
I'm Sam.
And I'm brain dead.
She's brain dead. I want to talk about why you're brain dead, but I also want to tell you about salmon jizz.
Sandwiches?
Salmon jizz.
Salmon jizz.
Because
will that help me?
I don't know, but I put salmon jizz on my face last night.
Oh.
For a facial mask. Have you heard of the salmon sperm facial?
Yes.
Okay, so I bought the masks, not the injections. You know about the injections?
That shit's expensive.
Yeah, I looked into it. I knew from the get-go because of how weird it is, and also like pretty sure Kim Kardashian. If Kim Kardashian's getting it, I can't have it.
You can't have it. No.
She only exclusively gets things that other people can afford.
You can't have.
So, but I saw like a TikTok clip where somebody was like, "Oh my gosh, I love the Medicube salmon masks."
Okay.
Salmon masks.
Okay.
And I was like, "Oh, okay, wait."
I'm just imagining 2 pieces of salmon on your face.
Just slabs of salmon. Put my face in the air fryer. And so I went on there immediately because I'm very
You're impulsive.
I am impulsive. If I like, especially with skincare stuff, because I like skincare and I think it can fix me.
Okay.
So I ordered it and I put it on my face last night. It's just like a face mask. Leave it on for like 1 to 3 hours.
Oh, it's long.
Yeah.
It's a lot of jizz.
Yeah, it's a lot of jizz. It's a long facial. And it actually was like really great. It was nice.
Okay, so you're pro jizz.
Yeah. Am I glowing?
You actually are, but you're always glowing. It's also 1,000 degrees in here, which we're going to mention multiple times.
Well, the last time that we filmed when it was really hot out, the comments were like, "You guys are glowing.
Glowing girlies."
So,
you're like, "No, it's because we were dying." So thanks, though.
Thanks.
You know, anything for the glow.
Anything for the fans.
Okay, so 2 thumbs up.
I really liked it. I love a good skin mask. I have to say that in my 30s, I think my skin is better than it ever has been.
Yes.
Do you feel like that too?
Oh my God. I trashed my skin in my 20s.
Yeah. Did you ever use Proactive?
Yeah. I was using like vodka on my skin.
Yeah. You do anything.
The drier it is,
Witch
the
hazel?
better.
No.
I also didn't use sunscreen.
No. Oh,
didn't drink water.
Did you ever use, can I show you? It was the Baby Boat tanning oil that I don't even know why they bothered, but they're like, "Oh, it's SPF 5.
Oh, yeah.
Like this stuff.
Oh, back in the day, I was like, SPF 5 is too much.
Yeah. Slather that on, lay out in the sun.
Like oil. You just put oil on your skin.
Yeah, like I would have to go shower after.
For like 9 hours.
Yeah. I used to lay out. Now I can sit in the sun for like 5 minutes. Get too hot.
I have not laid out in years.
No. No, I do like face. Like when I put my moisturizer on, I have this magic dropple.
Yes.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. But
speaking of being in your 30s though, because we're talking about how great things are, right?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. There's certain things you get better at. Now, 3 days of EDC, which I am just getting back from, I feel like I'm 2,000 years old.
Yeah, I have said this before on my stream and also maybe on the podcast. You are a big advocate for sending a photo of whatever you're doing while you're telling me that you're doing it, which I appreciate. I got a lot of photos.
Would come up and be like, "What are you doing?"
when
I was taking videos.
Because he was like, "Don't."
He was like, "Where is that going?"
Because he thought you were posting it.
I'd be like, "I'm talking to Sam."
That's so
He'd be like,
funny.
"You're not talking to Sam."
I want to talk about. Can I talk about the first video that you sent me? Please. Let me have this one. So Caroline, she'd had a couple girly teenies, perhaps.
I was living life.
She was living life. She was girl bossing. And she sent me a video, and I'm just going to set the stage here. The phone was sitting on the grass, I assume, facing up. So it was as if I was laying on the ground looking at the stars with people all around me dancing. It was nice.
I felt like you were there.
Then suddenly Caroline appears in frame and she goes, "Sam, what are you doing?" It's 1 a.m. I'm laying in bed. I'm like, decided to go to bed a little bit early, get some sleep. I look at it. I'm cracking up immediately. What are you doing? Then you start putting lipstick on in the video. You pick the camera up and you're kind of like showing me like where you are. I see Will in the background.
Yeah. This is before you knew what I was doing.
And then Will comes over to the camera and you guys are both like giving face.
Yeah.
And then the video ends.
Because he goes, "Wait, what is this?"
Yeah.
And then he ends it. You didn't see that part. He just immediately ended it and was like, "What are you posting?
Where is that going?
Where is that going?"
It?
He thought I was posting it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know
notice
that's stupid.
I did
okay?
notice you would post videos that were clearly taken at 2 a.m. at like 2 p.m. So I only like to imagine that you had like a portfolio that you would sit down with everybody and go, "Can we do this one? Can we do this one?"
Yeah, no, there's the pictures that go in the group chat.
Yeah.
And then there's the ones that's like, this is acceptable to post online.
Like this would be like, okay.
This is good.
But you had a good time? Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's my favorite weekend every year.
Tell me, so EDC is
Electric Daisy Carnival.
Why? Why is it called that? I looked it up and I still don't understand.
Okay, I don't know how to explain it besides you show up and you go, "Oh yeah." You show up and
that's how I feel in a Dave and Buster's.
There is so much stimulation. Okay.
Yes.
Like
it's
lights,
beautiful looking.
It's gorgeous. There's so many lights. There's so many fixtures. There's fire. There's fireworks. There's people on stilts.
Mm-hmm.
There's there's so much going on. It's massive. It's gorgeous. That feeling of when you walk into the festival and you go down, because it's at the racetrack.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like these, what are they called? Hallways? No, that's not right. Where then you go out to the bleachers. And it's walkways.
Yeah.
The moment when you're walking through it and then you see the festival.
They definitely promote it as something that is they know everybody's just rolling when they're there. Because when you look at pictures of it, like it's stuff like this where they're just, I think they put stuff up where they're like, yeah, that's going to freak somebody out. That's going to make somebody have a weird trip. And then they're like, fuck it, put it in.
Oh my God. It is seriously though, that first day one, you walk out, you see the fest, you're like, I'm back, baby.
Yeah, we're so
back.
Have you gone every year?
So this is my third year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like festivals and stuff. They make me anxious.
No, okay. I had not done festivals for a while, and I hadn't really gone to see live music. I just kind of had this gap in my life, and then Will went to EDC for the first time. He came back and was like, that was the greatest weekend of my life, blah, 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 blah. And of course I had FOMO galore.
Sure.
So the next year I'm like, I'm going. And so that was 3 years ago. And it was the best weekend of my life.
Yeah.
It's just, we go with the coolest people. Like I love this group of people.
You could tell the group. Who did you go with?
So most of the people listening here would not know because a lot of the people in our group are not content creators or streamers. So there's quite a few people who are in the music industry.
It's kind of the best though. Because if you go, like, I love content creators. Like most of my friends are content creators. But when you go with people that aren't content creators to something, people aren't trying to make content out of it the whole time.
We don't talk about content. We don't talk about Twitch.
Beautiful.
We don't talk about any of that fucking bullshit.
Beautiful.
Which is why every year I'm like, oh my God, inject this in my veins.
I've started to really appreciate the friendships I've made with peripheral people that are close to content creation, but aren't directly content creators themselves.
And the content creators in this big group we go with are so normal. Yeah. And they're just like the type of people who they do content because it's their job and they make that's their money and stuff. It's not their life.
But they're not main character brains.
No, it's not their life.
Yeah.
They are
like Marsha's the best.
I fucking love Marsh.
He's the best.
Yeah, Marsh's the best. Noah. I mean, our friends.
I haven't met Noah yet.
Oh, Noah J is that's my homie. But yeah, so the few who are in the group who are content creators, it is great because that's not their entire life.
Right.
And we literally, anytime we're all together for EDC or whatever else, we don't talk about that shit.
That's great.
And it's amazing. It's
It's
such a great break from it all. And I also like stay off the internet.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I come back, you know, when I'm R&Ring and I'm kind of looking back and seeing everything that I missed, I'm like,
yeah.
wow, a lot of great stuff.
Well, it's not good stuff at all.
The news, just broadly the news.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things where because I keep up with the news, I cover the news, there's a part of me that like feels guilty when I disappear for a weekend when horrible things are happening. But I'm also like,
you need it.
I have to do this.
You must.
I need to
recharge.
Or else
You'll die.
I'll die.
You'll simply die.
So anyway, what stories can I tell you that are appropriate for the podcast? Well, there's always the best people watching. Okay.
Sure.
The best people watching. You have like
Love
the
that.
old rave heads. All right.
Oh,
so
those
you've
are
got like
the best.
You've got like the old gays in their 60s.
Right.
And then you've got like the rave couple who've been doing it for years.
Yeah.
They're basically a naked couple.
Yes.
You
There's
know?
people too that are like, they're not only like rave people, but they're like caretakers for everyone
Yes.
else.
Oh,
They've got
they have
the backpack. They have all the
They have
gear.
all the stuff. Like they're experts.
Yep.
They're experts at raving. You know, they're like the types of couples that are also polyamorous, like
Yes.
just free spirited.
The weekend is like
just like
what happens at EDC
super
stays
free
at EDC.
spirited. So people watching is great. I will say I tweeted this at like midnight on the third day. Zoomers, I need you to wear earplugs. I am asking you.
Yes. I went to Monster Trucks once.
I am asking you. And
Really?
it's not just at festivals. It's anywhere where the music is loud. And let me tell you, that's a lot more places than you think it is.
It doesn't make the music worse.
It actually makes it better
Yeah.
because when the music is that loud, you actually can't process it the way you can if you have headphones on that are filtering out the dangerous levels of sound. So it makes the music better. You will not look like a dork, I promise you.
Just get them, bedazzle them.
And there's like so many that are really subtle. I have ones that had loops on them. So it just looked like an earring in my ear.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you will damage your hearing in like not even a full night.
Yeah.
Not even a full night.
Yeah.
That is how easy it is to damage your hearing. And it sucks.
Yeah.
And if you're like, oh, I've already damaged it, it can get worse.
Yes.
I worked in clubs all throughout my 20s. And in the beginning, I was not good about hearing protection. And so I have tinnitus. I have not known the sound of silence in years.
Do you get the whooshing?
Yeah.
Because I don't
Mostly I get ringing. I will get whoosh. I will just have like random noises happening. I'm like the voices in my head. But I got serious about ear protection, so it hasn't worsened. So I'm telling you, please start now. Start now. It's never too late to start. It can get worse.
If anybody makes fun of you for doing it, just know that they won't be able to hear anything in about 5 years from then. So
just know that actually the dorks are the people who are thinking that their hearing is invincible.
it's like wearing seatbelts. It's like there's so many things where it's like you like
sun protection.
Yeah,
skin
don't
protection.
let
We just talked about that.
Don't let people peer pressure you out of things that will damage your body permanently.
Yeah, and there is this mentality when you're young of
It won't be me.
I'll be on forever. Like
Yeah.
you just don't. It really is so true that you live and you learn.
Yeah.
There are things that I do now in my 30s I did not do in my 20s. And you kind of try and pass on the lessons to the youth, right?
Yes.
When you're like, listen, don't be like me, okay?
Right.
Take these lessons and
Good luck.
get the wisdom from them. But of course, a lot of people, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
But anywho, that is my PSA.
Yes.
That is my PSA. please, if you have not already started taking care of your hearing, do it now.
Do it.
And I was going to say, speaking of like young person's mentality around what happens in your 30s, did you see this tweet about Justin Bieber balding at 31?
I did.
Oh my God.
There's like Zoomers tweeting it.
Zoomers are tweeting in shock that they're like, what? He's 31. That's insane. Balding at 31, actually normal.
Balding at 20. Like, okay.
There were guys in high school and college who were balding. Pretty much all the dudes that I went to college with in the last 5 years, I would say, massive hair loss.
Yeah. I cut hair for like almost 10 years. And I will tell you that like, if you are in your early 20s balding, you are so incredibly not alone.
Yeah.
You just sometimes can't see it on other people. You're also not looking for it on other people. There is a massive amount of men that are starting, not balding, but starting that. Which is like, I mean, it's like anything else. It's like having a zit, whatever. Like you're always going to be more concerned about what's happening on your own body than you are to somebody else. But one thing I will say is if you are losing your hair and you have a hairstyle that its only purpose is to hide that, people will notice. If you are balding and you don't care, people don't notice.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yes.
They really don't.
I think too, people were shocked because Justin Bieber, celebrity.
And he had the whoosh.
Like wealthy, whatever. And also there's this kind of, you forget that celebrities get older too, because I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Where people will post a photo of a celebrity woman who's 60 and be like, what happened?
Yeah.
And compare it to a photo of when she was 20. I'm like, yeah, that's called aging.
Yeah, people age.
That's called aging. She still looks amazing.
Yeah.
Like I see that all the time with Pamela Anderson, because Pamela Anderson also has done this thing over recent years where she likes to not wear makeup. She's all about skincare. She looks incredible. But they will post a photo of her when she was on Baywatch.
Yeah.
In her 20s, heavily made up, decades younger, and be like, what happened to her?
Which is, they have a point because as women, we're not supposed to age.
We're not supposed to.
So that's our bad.
Yeah, when we age.
I mean, if you get preventative surgeries, if you do a bunch of things, then you are fake. If you age, then you're an old hag. So
which one is it? People
age.
of the internet, which one are we supposed to do? Are we
do?
supposed to not age? Or are we supposed to age? Should we just die?
Yeah, exactly.
I think
we just die.
I think that's the conclusion.
35 to 40,
you're dead.
Start thinking about
just
our funeral.
Die.
Yeah, Pamela Anderson, people were shook about that. They were like, it's a red carpet event. Like God forbid you don't wear makeup. And it's like, then what?
I'm just going to say too, look, I love makeup. I'm not going to be one of those like no makeup superior to makeup type of bullshit. But I do appreciate that a woman of her age in the industry that she is in, one who for her entire life and career has been objectified, has like her whole thing has been being
Pamela Anderson's boobs.
Hot, right? Yeah. Where she got to an age and she's like, you know what? I take really good care of my skin and I don't want to wear heavy amounts of makeup anymore on a red carpet. And it's like, you know what? I like having someone like her representing that on a carpet.
And she's not saying fuck all these other women that are.
Right. She's just like, I made this decision for myself. I'm like, yeah, you go, girl.
Yeah.
That's right.
I am usually like not a makeup wearer. And when I do wear makeup, I don't wear a lot, mostly because I don't know how. Which I wish I was better at. I also noticed you are wearing glittery eyeliner. Is that
I did. This is my eyeliner that I ordered.
Residual
No.
glitter? Okay.
I ordered this for EDC and it did not arrive in time. So when I was getting ready today, I was like,
yeah, okay, it looks good.
Thank you.
There was 50% of me that was like, maybe these are sparkles that she was like, I can't get them off.
No,
so
there's
I will
definitely
not
residual
try.
sparkles.
Sparkles never leave.
No, they're never gone. And I was wearing them all weekend.
Never. If you are a cheater, go fuck yourself. Never cheat with a woman that has sparkles on her because you will get caught. You will get caught.
Your ass will be grass.
Yeah, we see one glitter and we're like, where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
Did you see that Meghan Trainor changed the lyrics to one of her songs?
About her boobs.
About her boobs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? I
guess I didn't really. Because she was saying she got a boob job or something.
Well, okay, so there's the song All About That Bass,
Right.
which is a body positivity song. When she was, I don't even want to say she was heavier than she is now.
Which is crazy, though, the comments that she got at that
Yeah.
time calling her like an obese whale,
Right.
etc. It's like,
which is like, okay,
fucking Christ.
yeah, it's like we don't know what these celebrities do to get as small as they do. It's clearly
Yes.
something we can't afford, but
Yes, we
we do know
We
actually.
what they do.
It's the big O. However, like when she was larger, she was clearly a healthy, larger woman. Does that make sense? But there was a line in the song where she said, yeah, it's pretty clear I ain't no size 2. And then she changed it to, yeah, it's pretty clear I got some new boobs.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Which is, and I was,
She is a size 2 now.
she is a size, yeah, exactly. Which I was like reading that and I was like, I mean, I guess like, you know, if she's singing it from her perspective, like it wouldn't make sense for her to sing that lyric anymore. But also people are really upset because they're like, oh, she was singing about body positivity and now that she's smaller.
I know. It's the same thing with Lizzo, right? Any of these celebrities who were a representative of bigger bodies and who made their, you know, their artistry and their whole everything about that. And the truth is that it's undeniable how much pressure there is in this industry. I mean, you look at the comments that people like Lizzo, Megan the Trainer, I mean, all of these celebrities have gotten for years, and then they lose weight, right? They go on Ozempic or whatever else, and then there's more comments. And I think the moral here is that we just cannot stop commenting on people's bodies.
Yeah.
And I get like it is, if you were someone who Lizzo or Megan was a role model for you because of your body type, it's hard when you perceive it as they have succumbed to societal pressure where they lost a lot of weight. And again, it is their right to do what they want with their bodies. But I think that factor is undeniable, that the pressure for these celebrities to be skinny and hot is nonstop. Like, it's very overwhelming.
Yeah, it's a tough one because, like you said, if you're somebody who looks up to a celebrity because they're plus size and you're like, they're just like me, they're very body positive, like they make me feel empowered in my body, and then once that person has the financial resources to become smaller, they do. So then you're like, okay, well, were we doing body positivity until you had the resources to change?
Yeah.
Because that doesn't feel like body positivity, which it makes it a tough conversation because then it's like, well, now are we reducing the identity of that person to their size where they're not allowed to change?
Right.
Because it's like, oh, you're Lizzo, you're the plus size artist. And then it's like, well, you know, so it's a really tough conversation. And
yeah,
it's
like
always
that happened with
happens to
Ashley
women.
Graham
Not always,
too. Right, where it's
more
like, are you
often.
now trapped then in the situation that you don't want to be in?
Yeah, it's like I want to lose weight and now I have the financial resources to do so. Should you not be allowed to because and a lot of people that are larger say one of their biggest complaints is no matter what I am, like my size is always going to be something.
It's always going to be discussed.
Yeah.
It's always going to be a topic of conversation.
Right. So then it's like,
you know, it's
I
like
don't
you
know.
start losing weight and then everybody's talking about that and giving their thoughts.
Yeah.
It is just this obsession that we have with bodies.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to, you know, big bodies, skinny bodies. And like the truth is too, is the body with, even during the body positivity movement, like when it was really at its peak, I think we kind of acted like a skinny body was still not the societal norm, like what was preferable in our society. And then it's like you see that through the Kardashians,
Sure.
okay? The transitions of their many different bodies and faces, and when they started losing a ton of weight, and then you saw this trend where it was like And I was reading, articles in the New York Times talking about the return to skinny. And it's like skinny never went away, though. That is still what is the bottom line of societally acceptable. There's so much fat phobia all over the place. Like, truly, it's one of... I find all the time on the internet, fat phobia is like very often one of the first go-tos for really for anybody.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know?
It's like if somebody is heavier and somebody wants to attack them about something completely irrelevant, they will go after their weight.
Yeah.
Which is like,
because it's very societally acceptable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
As Pedro Pascal always says, though, and I think that this is important to keep in mind, daddy is a state of mind.
Daddy is a state of mind.
So it's important to take those messages and those songs, and regardless of size, you are daddy.
You are daddy.
Always.
I am daddy and you are daddy.
Can I say something? Yeah. I'm not going to be brave because I'm just feeding into what everybody else thinks. I'm kind of on the Pedro Pascal train.
Where the fuck have you been?
I don't know.
That train left the station.
I missed the train. About? The train did a loop all the way back around. I said, no, I'll get the next one. And then finally it was the black cutoff. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I just went, yeah, okay.
Okay, but like it's everything about him.
Yeah.
It's everything about him.
Yeah. I don't know. It took me a while.
You should have, no.
Sometimes I'm like.
I hope those tickets were 3 times the amount.
I have a season pass now, but it took me a bit. I think it's just like I'm holding on to like, maybe I won't be like the typical just like straight woman. And then I realized that I'm just like the other girls.
Yeah, but I love him.
He's the best.
He's the best. Like also the way that he supports his trans sister and like he's just so he says shit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I like that. And everybody still stands. Yeah, I think that he's great. I've seen a bunch of pictures of him at the cons. Not Canes.
Canes. No, you changed it. We're calling it Canes.
Canes Music Festival.
Oh, speaking of, I have a question.
Yep.
Are you, and I want you to represent the masses, are you confused as to why there are always these like 10, 15, 20-minute standing ovations?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want me to explain it?
Yes, please do. Because I would be bored.
Yeah.
I'd sit back down and be like, oh, we're still doing this.
This is a thing, okay? Mm-hmm. And I think people who don't understand the tradition of Cannes Film Festival are always like, wow, they're doing a 20-minute standing ovation because it's the greatest movie that was ever made. Mm-hmm. And then the movie comes out and it's trash. Yeah. And you're like, I don't understand. There was a 20-minute standing ovation.
Pity ovation?
So this is a thing that happens at this festival. It does not matter how good or bad the film is. It's a way of like showing respect to the artists, but also it's also like so the people in the front, those are usually the celebrities, the friends and family who got the good ticks.
Right. Oh,
they will start
the good tits.
The good tits.
They put the people also with the best jugs in front.
They will start applauding. Okay. Yeah. And then it's like a wave where normal people who not like the celebrities and whatnot, it's almost kind of like they want to be a part of it. It's like they're applauding alongside.
Are they playing chicken where they don't stop until the people with the best jugs stop? Is that what's going on?
I mean, it's kind of like you're caught up in this really big, huge thing and there's this rapturous applause and nobody wants to stop. So these standing ovations, I'm not kidding, go on for like 10,
and is
15,
it clapping the whole time?
Yes.
So what do?
You're just like, I mean, okay, some celebrities will kind of play into the ridiculousness of it. Like Adam Driver last year was smoking a cigarette. Like when it panned to him in Metropolis, he was like smoking a cigarette. Other celebrities are just kind of like crying, bashful, whatever. Yeah. It's so long.
You know what that feels like?
Show you.
As somebody, if you were in the film, if you were receiving the applause, you know how awkward it is when people sing happy birthday?
It's so 20 minutes
of happy birthday.
Imagine 20 minutes of happy birthday. It is awkward.
Whoa.
Like here's
I would be so uncomfortable. I would leave.
Like, okay. Here's the standing ovation for Julia Ducournau. I can't remember how to pronounce her last name. Her newest film, Alpha, which is supposed to be awful.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, like it's sad because I do like her as a director. Her last film, Titan, was weird, but apparently this is the worst film yet that she's made. But if you don't understand how these standing ovations work, you're like, oh my God, she must have made one of
the best films
one
in the
of
world.
the GOATs. 10 minutes. It passed the 10-minute mark of just...
So is this her at the start or after 10 minutes? I would have the worst anxiety in the world.
I have no... Oh, God.
I think I would start running laps around the crowd or something. You'd have to do something.
Literally, what do you even do?
You take out one of those balls that's on a string attached to a tennis racket and just start like...
And like, apparently, they're not just clapping for the filmmaker. They're clapping for like everyone involved. So other people will stand and then they're being clapped for. But it is...
Wow.
It is awkward as fuck.
I love when humans do weird things.
There's also a tradition, I think, that dates back to like Greek theater, maybe. I don't know. Let me hold on a sec.
Well, they had more time back in the day. So they were like, what are we going to do? Go home and eat grapes and
shit ourselves to death.
It's like, I got to go home and get tetanus later.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's like, I got to go home to Josephine, who has like typhoid or something. And then, so
like,
might as well.
I'll be dead. And there's probably people who died when the standing ovations
Imagine being like, if I was at that and I was 80 years old, I would be pissed. I would be like, I could die at any moment and I'm here doing this.
Yeah.
Like I have to go to bed. I have to wake up in the morning.
And so, okay, here's the New York Times piece about it. Can Anatomy of a Standing Ovation. So it's talking about how like Cannes Film Festival in particular runs on auteur worship. It was like for a long time, and that's actually been a problem where the kind of status of Cannes has gone down. It used to be like the glitziest, most glamorous, right? Celebrities on fancy boats, like the who's who, everyone shows up in gorgeous Cannes. So it was... It like for a long time has had this reputation of like the affair. So anyway, one of the best known quirks of the festival are the, as the New York Times describes, epic length orgies of applause.
Nope, don't have to call it that.
Nope. Okay, so here's how it works. Using the example of The French Dispatch, Wes Anderson's film. 1 second in, the credits end, the lights go on, the cheering audience gets to its feet, a cameraman scurries towards the middle of the theater where Anderson and his cast are sitting. As he films them, the image is simultaneously broadcast on the Lumiere's big screen, which gooses the crowd's applause even further. Okay, 6 seconds in, Anderson rises, the rest of the cast stays seated. He tries to coax them to stand, but the actors hold fast. They want him to have his moment. 36 seconds in, a half minute of adulation is all about the visibly uncomfortable Anderson can stand. So then members, like main cast members, start to get up. 45 seconds in, Bill Murray stands up and waves to the audience. You can see the rest of the cast going, okay, well, if Bill Murray's going to stand, I guess it's time to get up. 1 minute and 10 seconds in, Murray pulls out a fan, begins to whip cool air at his director. 1 minute and 30 seconds in, the actor Matthew Almaric pulls out his iPhone, starts recording a video of the cast. 1 minute and 50 seconds in, Swinton goes down the line of her co-stars. Okay, this keeps going on and on and on and on. And then we get to 6 minutes and 35 seconds in. Chalamet turns to Anderson and bows in an I'm not worthy salute. The applause is starting to flag a little. It's time to pull out the big guns. 7 minutes and 7 seconds in. Anderson is handed a microphone. He winces and tries to turn it away, but Cannes officials press it into his hands. They're like, you have no choice. Wes, fucking speak.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the applause like goes back up. His short speech was enough to resuscitate the crowd, and it surges back to its initial levels. 8 minutes and 40 seconds in, it appears the cameraman has blocked Anderson's path, who's trying to leave. Instead, he's forced to stand in the aisle and absorb even more applause and encouraging whistles from the crowd. The expression on his face is somewhere between an awkward grimace and pure stunned joy. 9 minutes in, And finally, the cameraman relents and lets him leave. So, like, there are strategies that people will have for those who, like, seriously cannot stand the 10-minute ovation. They will, as soon as the film is done, beeline to the exit.
Yeah.
Right.
I would, like 3 minutes left, sink down, crawl underneath all of the people's chairs all the way to the back. Once you get to the back, sprint.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, and then there are others who soak it all in, like when fucking Johnny Depp had his film at Cannes. I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
This is after the Amber and Johnny trial. He got like a 10-minute standing ovation.
Yeah, that's
he just
crazy.
Soaked it all in. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's the Cannes standing ovation. I was gonna have that for my let me know, but you know what? Whatever.
That could be let me know. Have you seen the 2025 Volkswagen?
No, is it
the Volkswagen bus?
Banging?
No, it's so ugly.
Really?
So like an old Volkswagen bus, like classic. You always see them with like surfboards on the top, like somebody like the cute old Volkswagen bus. This is what the 2025 Volkswagen bus looks like. It looks like a PT Cruiser, but worse. I don't even know.
Why does it look like that?
It looks horrendous.
Who wants that?
I saw one driving today when I went to get coffee, and I immediately knew what it was because it was a van and then it had Volkswagen on the front.
Yeah.
I was like, say it ain't so. So I went home and I Googled 2025 Volkswagen. That is a horrible, horrible design choice.
That is awful.
It's horrendous.
Because at least like the other VWs, it kind of had that old school funky look, like very 60s, very.
It's a vibe.
Let's get in the van and drop acid and
Old
play guitar
Volkswagen,
and go around the country.
Like that one, every time I'm picking that one.
Yeah.
This one, you couldn't.
Bad.
You couldn't
it's like if
torture me
you're
to
gonna
drive
get
that.
a van that doesn't have the funky 60s vibe of a VW van, why the fuck are you buying this updated?
No clue. It's ugly.
It's so ugly.
I needed to bring that to your attention. I needed to share that experience with somebody.
Yeah, dude. So over the weekend when I was gone, I saw all this shit happening. So right now we're in the middle of the Diddy trial.
Right.
Okay. There was the DDG shit.
Right.
And now you have a number of celebrities who are calling on Tory Lanez to be freed. You also have Fox News and conservative politicians getting involved, being like, free Tory Lanez. Mm-hmm. So Tory Lanez shot Meg in the foot. Okay, so he committed an act of violent
Not hypothetically,
assault.
literally.
No, like this, he was found guilty. Okay, and at first Meg had kept this quiet when it happened because she did not want to testify against him because she is very aware of the long history of the criminal justice system and how black men are treated in it.
Getting justice is more work.
And then finally it got to a point where she was like, no, I'm gonna testify against him. Fuck Tory Lanez. So this went to trial. He was found guilty of, he was convicted in a jury trial on 3 felony charges in respect to the shooting, assault with a semi-automatic handgun, having a loaded and unregistered firearm in a vehicle, and gross negligence in discharging his firearm. He was sentenced to 10 years in prison for the shooting. And now, someone who had been on his legal team is claiming that there's evidence that actually it was someone else who shot. So it's like, well, first y'all were saying that she wasn't shot, but now you're like, oh no, she was shot. It wasn't
There's
Tory.
Someone in the walls with a gun.
Someone else who did it. They said it was. Sorry, I cannot remember. One of the women who was also there. They're like, no, it was her who did it. Okay, so anyway, TLDR on that. So there's a petition going around that people are signing to free Tory Lanez, being like, no, he's innocent. He didn't do it. Drake, Kanye, Ty Dolla $ign, Amber Rose, Trippie Redd, Kodak Black, Popcan, Joyner Lucas, and A Boogie with a Hoodie have all shared this and said free Tory Lanez.
Group of people.
It's a real group of people right there. And so Meg finally put out a statement and said, at what point are y'all going to stop making me have to relive being shot by Tory? At what point are Tori and y'all fans going to stop lying? Like, how much is the check to keep harassing me? Why is this happening every day? Like, she has not been free of this.
Yeah.
From the moment that this happened, and then throughout the trial, and then post-trial, this woman has not known peace.
Her foot is probably healed at this point, and this is
the trauma
suffering.
and the just relentless harassment that she has dealt with. 1 minute him and y'all said I was never shot. Now y'all letting him play in y'all face again and say I was shot, but it wasn't him. Oh, okay, I'm sick of this shit. Leave me the fuck alone. He ain't dare get on that stand and deny he shot me, and that was his choice because he knows he did that shit. I don't give a fuck about a blog or a bot. Why in the fuck would me, Megan Thee Stallion, have to lie on this motherfucker about shooting me? How y'all mad at the person that got shot? Facts are facts. He did it. It was proven in court. Fuck the hate campaign on the internet. Tori, you shot me. Ain't no new fucking evidence. Y'all been saying the same shit for years. Tori, please leave me alone. You a fucking demon. I'm off this silly ass internet shit. Bye.
Bye.
Leave Megan alone. Please let this woman make her music. Okay. Do her anime stuff, her cosplays, and live in peace.
Yeah.
Leave her alone. And so there was anyway, so this has been what's been happening the last couple days with the push to free Tory Lanez. And it's like, can you imagine being Meg and seeing so many of your fellow artists who are doing this shit? Like, I just
also, why is Drake doing anything right now?
think Meg Thee Stallion should get to shoot one person a day.
I think Meg Thee Stallion should get one murder.
I think
a day.
she is now entitled to that because this is just it's just insanity. And like, man,
that is you know what?
You know,
Megan, come on the pod. We will.
Meg, we love you.
We won't talk about it, but we'll talk about
and
anything
we've just
else you want
seen like
to.
the last week, Cassie, Halle Bailey, Meg Thee Stallion, all of these, you know, well-to-do celebrity Black women who are still the victims of not only assault, right, like criminal activity, but of hate campaigns, of harassment campaigns. They are accused of being gold diggers,
right,
of being clout sharks. It's like these women can't have their success in their own right because they accused a man of something that they did. Yeah. So, man, it's been really awful the last week, in particular with all this shit that's been happening with the Diddy trial going on, to be like, why we still refuse to hold these men accountable and to support these women who have been through hell.
Yeah.
And also hilarious to say Halle Bailey is a clout shark.
Sure.
To DDG.
Yeah, that doesn't. Like, didn't know who that was until
she's been famous
recently.
Since she was 11. Beyonce.
Yes,
Beyonce
exactly.
found her and her sister. Like she was Little Mermaid. Hi. Like, excuse me.
Hi.
All right. That's what I got there. So.
Well, you did your let me know segment. Shall I do mine?
Yes.
Well, I feel like I keep having let me know segments about things being stolen. Like structures being stolen.
Wait, I know. Is this Jim Morrison?
Yeah.
Yep.
Jim Morrison's bust, which is his head.
Yes.
It's not
his boobs.
Boobs related.
No.
So there was like a bust. It's pretty cool looking. It's basically like, I love when things are consensually graffitied. You know, when there's like things where everybody has decided we can, as a fan base, graffiti this, but we just have to be positive. So there's this.
We just have to be positive,
right? So there's this bust of is a memorial for Jim Morrison, and it's in France, and it was stolen about 37 years ago.
Yeah,
and it was recovered. They were doing, you know, it sucks. Like you go through the article and you're like, what happened? Like how was it recovered? They were doing an unrelated search, and they found it, but there's no information on that. So I'm curious, like, can you imagine like going in, doing an unrelated search, just being like, what is this? Like, look at this thing. And then somebody was like, oh my God, I know what that is. Oh my God,
that's the missing Jim Morrison bust. That's from
Jim Morrison's
40 years
bust.
ago.
Yeah. And they're like, holy shit. So anyways, it was returned.
Like, I wonder who stole it. And did they forget? that they had it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, what do you...
Like, did they die?
That's the weirdest thing for me is like when people steal historical things, it's like, what do you can't show anybody that.
Somebody stole Hattie McDaniel's Oscar. She was the first Black woman to win, maybe, I think, first Black person to win an Oscar for Gone with the Wind.
And somebody stole it.
And I wonder if it's ever been recovered. I don't think so.
It's like, what do you do with that? You can't show it to anybody because you stole it.
She won it in 1941, missing from Howard University, where it was in like a case in the late 60s or early 70s. And I don't think that it was ever found, but it was eventually replaced.
Wow.
Apparently, a gentleman said he had thrown it in the Potomac River.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know.
Do you ever, you know what I think about rivers sometimes? This is a deep introspective thought. If you are at the river and you take a rock and you throw a rock into the river, you may be the last person in the history of Earth that ever touches that rock. That's
Damn.
Yeah, something to think about.
Yo, that got my brain
That
whizzing.
just was that the final
That got
piece?
my brain whizzing. You got any
Your
other stuff?
brain has been whizzing. You've wuzzed.
My brain has. If I were to imagine my brain right now, it would just be a dried out sponge.
It's like
the SpongeBob when he's like, need water.
I don't need it. It's
water.
like
that's
that
what my
game
brain
we
is.
played the other day. It was
Yes.
just the desert with like the bunnies, and then there was like the mirage off in the distance, and the closer
That's
you walk.
what it is. Like
That's
I
what
don't
it is.
even know how I'm speaking. Like I'm trying to think of what are some other deep thoughts like that.
None. You can't handle it today. We'll keep that one for another day.
Can't handle it.
You can't handle it today, guys. Thank you for joining us today.
You guys, I'm so sorry, but we are
It's hot.
I got like swamp ass.
We got swamp ass.
Swamp pits.
Everything.
Everything is swamp. It is incredible. When we first started, I was like, no, I think we'll be good for.
We might.
What?
turn
How
the
long
AC
did we
on
make it?
for the Patreon? 50 minutes.
We made it 50? Okay.
Not bad.
That's good.
It's not bad. Thank you for joining us. Subscribe. Every subscription gets us one AC unit in this room. We promise. And we will see you guys next week. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks, y'all.
Peace.
Plur.
What?
Peace, love, unity, respect, bitch.
Oh.
Move. Body move.